So I have a dolly now, which is pretty cool. If there was one thing I needed to focus on for my next film, it was how to set up a good shot.
You see those little black machines?
I'm proud of the Casey Neistat School of Filmmaking, but I think I could have made it look a lot better. And that's because I never allowed myself enough time. And time is important here. I was so busy preparing everything for that shoot that I never allowed myself enough time to properly storyboard. Okay, set? Yeah. And on the day we had so much to shoot that I didn't allow myself time to properly compose each scene.
Wow. The world's getting a little bit smaller for me now.
And if you think about it, these are important decisions a director makes when shooting a film. And I wasn't allowing myself enough time to do this properly. So for my next... Hi, sorry, can I give you a call? He said what? Tom, you can't stop uploading. I made a movie called My Favorite YouTubers and you're like number 4. Is this for real? Whoa. What a way to offend someone. No one wants to come 4th. No one gets anything for 4th place. Unless... So for my next film, I needed to improve on 2 things. Better storyboarding and more time on set. And to buy myself more time, I'd have to make a film that was really short. To help me storyboard, I used an app called Shot Pro. There's various apps out there, but this seems to have it all. It gives you a chance to build a scene in 3D space, and you can place the camera anywhere you want. You can also add lighting, change lenses, and animate things. So instead of just getting still images for your storyboard, you also get an animation.
Congratulations. Welcome to the farm.
The right location can add a lot of production value to your film.
Production value!
But it can come at a cost, and this is something I'm still trying to balance. I want a location that can fit the story, but with no funding for these films, I want to use locations that will cost me no or little money. This does restrict me somewhat, and means I have to compromise and be a bit more creative. Okay, let's begin the cheering, please. Woo! Okay. I shot the final scene in the office where my girlfriend works, but I couldn't bring in full crew and equipment, so we were restricted with what we could do. All of the other filming was done inside my friend's studio. Their space has a few different areas, so I knew I could use it for 3 different setups, and sticking in one location bought me a lot of time. And it was here that I was able to give myself the time and space to set up the shots I wanted to make. The first setup was this. It has the appearance of a busy room, but in reality, it looked like this. We're not even inside an office. This is an art gallery. I guess this is the magic of cinema. Where you put the camera and what you put in front of it becomes the world you share with your audience, and what exists outside this frame is irrelevant. So I knew I could use the space to create this shot. Shooting on a long lens and placing some actors in front of the camera gave the impression the scene was busier than it was. And using the app to plan this really helped. This is what the storyboard looked like, which isn't far off what we created. But it took time to get this. Shooting take after take, trying different actions, building the energy of the scene to reach the moment I wanted.
It's difficult not to feel pretty good when you've got people applauding you.
Then the plan was to shoot this shot. The space has a cafe, which I'd planned to shoot inside, but through a misunderstanding, we didn't have permission to shoot there. I put my heart and soul into planning these shoots, so when things go wrong, I see this idea in my head just crumble away in front of me. It's hard not to feel like it's a dagger in your creative drive. But it's times like this, I'm thankful I surround myself with good people.
We can shoot here, and we can use this as a background.
So we couldn't film inside the cafe, but there was nothing stopping us shooting outside and using it as a backdrop, which worked. And again, getting this shot took a lot of time and patience. First I decided where to place the camera, but the first setup we had wasn't the best. So we took some time, moving things, rearranging people, showing my girlfriend how to grind pepper. Then we shot a few takes, trying different actions, timings and speeds to get something I was happy with. What's interesting is where we filmed this shot is pretty much in the exact same location we filmed this. So just by moving the camera and changing what was in front of it, we were able to make one location look like two different scenes.
Slacking off.
Then after a quick pizza break, we moved to the third setup. I used the app again to plan this scene. All I needed was a single light suspended over a table. From this plan, the crew knew exactly what I wanted and made it happen.
But it's easy to put tracking to space.
I've never used a dolly before, so I'm no expert. But it was nice to have the time to play around. Finding the right shot isn't easy, and this shot was particularly tricky. From my plan, you can see the camera actually goes on top of the table, which is something we couldn't do with the equipment we had. So it took a lot of attempts to get something that I was happy with. It was also time for the famous Casey Neistat Gorilla Pod to finally earn its worth.
Congratulations.
So all this for just 30 seconds of film. But this was a great exercise and one I really needed to do, taking a simple idea, shooting in one location, and just having the time to play, which is something you don't get to do on a real film set.
Okay, let's shoot.
So I guess that's film number 2 complete, finally. And so it's on to the next one.
Okay, let's roll, please.
3, take 1.
Stand by. Let me know when you're set.
Yep.
Okay, and action.